Yo, what's up, guys? Different kind of video on the Summoners War Rune Exporter and Rune Optimizer. Well, mainly just the Optimizer. People have been asking me, it's like, okay, do you have any updated version of how to use the Optimizer? I don't really have that. I still use it a lot. I've been using the Optimizer for, I think, the last 5, 6, maybe even 7 years. But yeah, I kind of wanted to make a video of showing what I do. It's not that much of a guide rather than you just tagging along on the things I do. I have a stream of runing up like 5 dungeon teams. I took that video and I pretty much picked out some highlights. I'm not going to show like the whole, what is it, like 3 hours of runing and that kind of stuff. But just kind of showing like, okay, what do I focus on? And then I'll write in the notes what kind of things that I do or the things that you should be focusing on. Because I don't necessarily explain everything in that VOD, but I will write them in the notes and just having you like an idea like, okay, I want to rune my Giants team. This is how you do it. These are the thresholds. This is what I search for. This is like how you can calculate certain things. So with that all said, also, if you want to see more Summoners War Rune Optimizer guides, I will leave them that I have in the link down below. And those are somewhat older, but I think most of them are still relevant to this day. So if you like more of that kind of content, please subscribe, hit that like button, and enjoy the video. Now you can see the Optimizer. But there's one more thing that I actually want to show you guys, and that is SWOP. You might be familiar with SWOP, maybe not. I'll leave a link to the description down below as well. But this is what I mostly use for my dungeon things, and that is checking what is the speed that I have to be putting my units at. So for example, if I check Giants, I have to check like, okay, these bosses are 169. It's maybe kind of hard to read. But the speed of these things, so we have the speed of these things, the fastest thing is a 169. I actually do know for pretty much everything, if you just go above the 169, you're good to go. However, in PC10, you don't need that. In PC10, it is slower. But since I'm ruining everything at the same time, I'm going to be aiming for that 169. And then this 169 combat speed. That is not 169 speed. So for these, there are actually... Are they faster? Those are faster. Didn't know. Okay, so we actually have to go 175, but that's 175 on that one. That doesn't really matter for the rest, does it? Just have to make sure. Okay, I actually have to be above 170 instead of 169. Good thing I checked. If I want to make sure for all of the dungeons, we also have the Steel Fortress 10. This one is a lot slower. So, okay, I have to aim my stuff at 170 plus. What does it mean to be 170 plus? Well, if we go to the speed tuning, if we go, for example, for a Crow, which is probably the unit to hit last, we want to look at the combat speed. We don't want to look at the actual speed. So 145 or 153 is already enough. 153 is what we need if you have the max tower. If you don't have max tower, you of course need more than that, but we have max tower. So with that, we can actually focus on, okay, how fast do we want our units to be? And how would that look like? In this case, I would have my Lucian. I think my Lucian is still... I think it needs 223 or it needs... I'm not entirely sure. Was it 223 or 224 to outspeed the waves twice? I think my Lucian is good as is. I don't really have to change my Lucian. So yeah, it's 223. Okay, so 223 is fine. I will not change this Lucian because my Lucian is already fine for this. Maybe I have to change some artifacts, but I think that's fine. So then we have the Lucian set. We would have to fit in the Ikaru, and then we have to fit in a Crow, and we have to fit in a Melia. Thing is that I have to keep in mind, which is also important for this. If we check out, Lucian is 223 speed, 1 shots waves. We're just gonna write down everything like how they are specific build. Ikaru 1 is 2 Ikaru, 3 Ikaru. Okay, so since these 2 Ikaru, there's 2 Ikarus that are going to be used in PC. Those need will runes. Will, and both of them have to be speed. What's the speed limit? What did I say? 153. This. So let's say this. This, and this one is just like that. Okay, that's fine. Do we need shield runes on this? We need one with a shield set at least. I could say that I give the one that has no, that I give you the shield set, because I need a shield set for this thing. Because, do I need to? Would Lucian kill itself earlier already? No, wait, for this one you don't need shield. So I don't need shield. No. Okay. We have Melia, and that is a triple fight. And that is Do we move that before Icarus? We move that before Icarus. After, yeah, just wait. Melia. So like this. Moves before Icarus. Okay. We have that one, and that's pretty much all. And then Crow is 100% CR, will, and is after Icarus, so it has to probably be 153. That is going to be what this team will be for GB12. Okay, let's rune that up. So we have a will one. How much accuracy do I need? Because the highest accuracy I need, well, this one is technically not in there. Well, technically, I think I'll use these two. Those are going to be the higher damage ones. Okay, so we have these two. That's fine. How much accuracy is the next question? So the accuracy is probably determined by either this one or this one. And the accuracy on this one is a 70, and on this one is a 80. But in this one, I have more team up potential. So technically, I'm aiming for, well, this would be 65. I have some artifacts that are around like 13, 15, or a little bit more. So I would say around 50-ish. I think I will say that I have, well, let's say around 50-ish. They don't really need to do that much damage as well. I think I kind of have those runes anyways. Let's say this one higher and these two. If they're slightly lower, that's fine. Okay, so that is the speed that I'm looking for. And well, let's get optimizing for these Icarus. Let me double check that the 154 makes sense. 154 makes sense. And it gives me a little bit of room. I could say that technically the minimum I need is this. But that makes it for sure that I have to have Crow at specifically this speed, which I don't want to do. I want to have some room of usage of saying like, okay, don't want to put it at this speed or that speed. And for that reason, I do it one above. So we have the first Ikaru. We are allowed to use everything. I want to have, let's see if we can go straight in with a will double fight. And we are allowed to use any runes. We have to have with artifacts. I know this one by heart. That is the amount of defense that we need. Don't ask why I know. I ruined up this shit too much. And let's say around 50, and then add this to 25, and let's see if it yields any results. It does yield results. We could go for the highest damage. It goes 161. Is that too fast, or do I not really care? Don't really care that much. I think it is a fine set, actually. We could actually go for, well, this one is quite a bit faster. You don't need to be that fast at all. But is it an issue if he is quite a bit fast? Now, the only thing I would have to work with is my PC unit that will come later. Would have to be a little bit faster too. That's the only thing for it. But it does have the higher accuracy from this list, what I can see. Let's actually put the thing properly. Average, death break, yes. Okay, so these are for damages. I think I like this one. It has quite some attack, so let's actually go for this one. And it doesn't use anything that I care about. So that is the first Ikaru done at a 161. Slightly too fast, but that is not an issue. It's more of a being in tune rather than a specific tune in this case. Second Ikaru, we are going for a will double fight once more. Let's just give it a try. I don't think I can make it work, but we can see. Okay, actually I am able to make that work still. We have one rune from Chun-Li. That's a rune you can totally use. I don't give a shit about. That one makes slightly bit more sense for the damage. For the accuracy. This one has a good amount of accuracy. I'm gonna go for this set. Is it using anything useful? Nope. Okay. So this is going to be my Ikar. So the Ikars are pretty easily fixed. I have a lot of good fight runes. If you're lacking good fight runes, I definitely recommend you just farm fight for a little while, because it's so worth it. It's absolutely freaking worth it. Okay, then we need this one to move in front. This one has to be at least a 163 then. Okay, it's totally fine. Melia. Melia is the easiest one to rune. It's just full on fight. We go for some HP, speed, whatever. I want to have you at least the 65. Don't even think you need the 65. Let's say 100 res, because why not? Can kind of use it, I guess. HP, def, res, accuracy, 100s. Fight runes are good. Fight runes are super nice. So I said 163, right? Yeah, technically just 162. Let's see. One build on 182. Is that fine, or does that make my Lucian not move twice? I think that is too fast, actually. I can't work with too fast. I kind of want to keep it in range of around this tick, because I think if I make my Malia too fast, Lucian wouldn't move twice. So, oh wait, it's full focusing on speed. That's not needed. Okay, what if I remove all of this nonsense and you just figure it out? Thank you. Sometimes these focus things don't even help you. They try to get like a specific bolt, which it can't, and that kind of nonsense. So, but in this case, we're fine. We're using a Tattoo rune, Cassandra rune. What the hell, Cassandra rune is that? Oh, that's a different Cassandra. I was thinking about Dark Cassandra, but that's of course not Dark Cassandra. I'm using this Galleon rune, but that's easy to replace. Juno, Renuki, that kind of stuff. Is that fine? Yeah, that's fine. Okay. This will beat that one. Okay, good to go. Then the next one is going to be Crow. Normally, if you have Crow, you could say, especially for PC, it's 85 crit rate and that kind of stuff. In this case, I have not that luxury because I'm also using it in other stages. So in this case, I actually need to go for other things. This also means that I would have to say my Bell is off limits, my Odin is off limits, my Sabrina is off limits, and my Lucian is off limits. So with those restrictions, I have to rune up my Crow. So we still go for probably Rage, but I need Will runes. I 100% need Will runes, and I wouldn't mind if it's somewhat ish on the tanky side. I think actually my third Icaro I will make shields. Do I? No, I have to have shield in another unit actually. Or a PC later on, yeah. Yeah, that's true. Okay, so this one has to be 153 by minimum. And then by max, we would max out at 160, of course. 160, I don't really care about any accuracy in you, because I don't really expect you to hit twice. Okay, we have some results. Let's actually make it proper. We have Scar. Okay, it is somewhat squish, and with somewhat squish, I mean really fucking squish. I actually kind of like this build where it's 72 rather than the super squish one. Plus, is it more HP or more attack? No, it's not really more attack. Okay, so it's using Lucas rune, Crow rune, that rune, that rune, that rune. Still pretty decent runes, I would say. Let's go for a little bit more results and then limit this. That's mostly what I do if I want to check for like how much damage is something doing. I'm just limiting this thing to get me less results and showing more of the results like that's just above this. But I think it will end up with this set that is 72. The main reason why I want this unit to be somewhat tanky is going to eat the hit from PC10. And because of eating the hit from PC10, I kind of want him to do at least some survivability in there. So this will be my Crow. So we can equip that, and we can unlock that. We can unlock this. Okay. So in this case, it will be to the point that I have to apply all of these runes, as normal.